Hi, everybody. Katrina Rasbold here, and this is another episode in the series that's called Ask a Witch. And this is about the questions that I am asked most often as a professional working witch. And by that, I mean that I spend 50, 60 hours a week doing readings for people, giving consults on how they can help themselves with magic, doing spell work on the behalf of others, and also on doing spiritual cleansings and healings for people, moving energy and helping them in that regard. So, as a result, and also being a published author of somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 books, I don't know, I lost count, I tend to get asked a lot of questions, both by email and in person here at our shop in Shingle Springs, California. It's called Crossroads. You can find it at crossroadsoccult.com. And in asking, get all these questions that come up and everything that I hear, I figure that if several of these people are asking the question, there are other people out there too that are wondering, and that's why this series exists. So I have 6 topics right off the bat that I get asked about a lot, and I'm doing each one as an individual video so that you don't get bogged down with stuff you don't want to know about. So the topic of this particular video is, what is the difference energetically in raw stones versus polished stones? Now, we carry both here in our shop, mostly because people are really attracted to the polished stones. They love how they look, and there are certain visual aspects of a stone that really wake up when you polish them. They'll also, and most people know this, really wake up if you spray them with water or get them wet. The stones can have dust on them that kind of occlude their beauty and their color. But when you polish them up, they really shine and really look beautiful. But that's an aesthetic. We primarily recommend raw stones here at Crossroads, and that's because the energy signature is so much stronger than it is when it's been in a polisher, just getting ground and ground and ground and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and polished and polished and polished. Once you pull it out of the earth and you hold it in its raw form, the energy is so much stronger. So when I'm working my magic and when I'm recommending magical work to other people, I really recommend the raw whenever you can get it. Here's another secret about stones in particular. Now, a lot of your stones are going to come out of Botswana, they're going to come out of Madagascar, they're going to come from places that are far away from you. And what you always want to do is try to find the stones that are local to you. For instance, I'm in California, and what is local to us is quartz, quartz and more quartz. And so quartz is going to be very powerful for the people that live around those quartz veins. Now, the stones that are in your earth, wherever you are geographically, are going to be more powerful for your magic. The theory is that nature provides for us exactly what we need for any magical endeavor, exactly where we are. Now, that doesn't mean a Botswana agate isn't completely beautiful. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have any energy, because it absolutely does. What it means is, if you want the most bang for your buck and you want the strongest energy signature, you want to work with the stones that are local to you, because they are part of the land spirits that are around you, that are familiar with your space. And so they have a stronger energy output for what you're doing. So those are my suggestions, and that answers the question of raw versus polished. Polished is beautiful. Polished is great for jewelry. Polished is great for aesthetic. It's going to be friendlier if you're having a worry stone and you want to rub it, because it's going to be very smooth. It does have energy, most certainly. Polished malachite, wow, beautiful, smooth, and packs a wallop. But when you touch raw malachite, it's very different, a much stronger punch. So with any type of magic, herbs, stones, the closer you are to the way it came from the earth, the stronger the energy signature of that item will be. So I definitely recommend raw over the polished if you're going to be using it for magical purposes. So that's my discussion on raw versus polished stones. And there will be other videos in this series of Ask a Witch, and I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.